Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. So as the title says in this video, I will be showing you how I detangle my daughter's 4C hair, which had just been in braids. So I had taken down her braids, and you can catch up with that video as I showed a safe way to take down her braids. And then now I'm just going in with the mint almond oil to break down the fluff on the roots of the hair. I had already done that previously, but it was not enough to dissolve the fluff. So then I go in with the pintail comb. So as you can see, all I'm doing is ensuring that the pintail is going vertically into the hair and separating the fluff that makes the hair stick together. And then I use my fingers to separate the same way without dragging or pulling her hair. And then I go in with the comb part of the pintail comb, and then I will guide the fluff along the length just like so. So this is what I do. So that's basically it, but I will show you every single detail so that you will be able to do yours in the best way possible. So I always separate with my fingers. I go in with a pintail comb, and then I separate with my fingers again. But remember, because there is oil on the hair, it's able to make the strands glide past each other. It allows the fluff to loosen out easily. Can you see that tangle that I'm trying to take down? Sometimes, instead of cutting the hair, I leave it and then I go back again. I've seen people, trust me, I've seen people literally use that comb and comb through and just break the hair. But they're like, oh, they have lots of hair, it doesn't matter. For me, my daughter's hair, I treat it like silk because she has fine strands and we want to preserve every single strand. So once I've done all that, I go in with the big black comb. I'm sure most of you may be familiar with this comb. It's really good for detangling as well. So I go in with this comb. I use that to remove most of the fluff that is along the hair. Can you see there's still some fluff? And then I'm going to still guide it with the pintail comb because it hadn't come out. And then I'll go in with the big comb. So this is to ensure that that fluff does not turn into a breakage. I don't know the word to call it. So look, that particular strand has tangles. I use my fingers to do it. Our fingers are the best tool ever. I'm telling you, our fingers are the most gentle ever. Obviously, we need tools, but our fingers are gentle. And if you see, there's this little bald spot on my daughter's hair, and I will go into it in another video, but not in this video. We've gone to the doctors already, so I'll tell you guys all about it very soon. I might even make a video and I'll link it up here. Okay, so 2 lines done already, and I'm going to the 3rd line to do exactly what I did before. So I'd already detangled a bit on this side, can you see? So at least I gave myself a head start the night before because we needed to go to the airport on this day. We were checking out of the hotel and heading to the airport and ensuring that we catch our flight, which was by 2 p.m. So I just go line by line just so that I can take my time. When you're doing 4C hair, patience is a virtue. So I carry on doing exactly what I told you. Remember, the roots are full of fluff, so it is all tight and not easy to put a comb through. And if you put a comb through the hair just like this, you're going to break the hair ridiculously. And it's not necessary. It's not worth it. So I call this dry detangling. The reason I call this dry detangling is because I'm not using any water-based product. I find that it's easy to use oil as a lubricant to detangle your hair and still achieve good results. So if I had used the water-based products like African Pride pre-shampoo treatment, it will still work, but it depends on how you feel and how you want it to be. So the tangles will still come out, don't get me wrong, but I prefer dry detangling. It's a preference for me because even when I finish detangling her hair like this, if I'm not ready to wash it yet, she can go out again, you know. So for me, it's just a preference. So I just carry on doing the same thing. Removing the fluff is the major work here. And I'm using that pintail comb, the bristle part of it, to remove the fluff gradually and interchanging with the pin part of it, as you can see. So I just carry on doing this all the way to the end. So trust me, it's a very painstaking job. Fussy hair will bring out the patience in you, and if you do not have patience, you'll find that if you have fine strands, your hair will not thrive as much. So people with thick strand, coarse strands, people who have like so many follicles on their head, they can do whatever they like to their hair and the hair will still flourish, or it will still thrive relatively. But for us that have fine strands and we have medium to low density, we want to preserve all our strands. So if you're in that category, feel free to use these tips and feel free to do what we do, because yes, it definitely works. So I use 3 things: my fingers, the pintail comb, and this black comb. That's what I use for my detangling. Most times this is how I always do it. I don't really like going in with a brush at this stage. If I used a water-based product, then I'm more likely to use a brush. But because I haven't used a water-based product, I normally just go in with combs. So I just carry on dragging all the tangles and the fluff to the tips right there. And then we use the big comb to pull them out. Can you see? And then all the fluff will just pour out. And then we use the little bristles again to... Is it bristles or teeth? The comb teeth. We use them to, push the fluff further, and then we pull out the hair with the big comb. So this is the process I use. Obviously, I could have done this during the takedown process, but guys, we're in a hurry to the zoo, and I think you should catch up with that video as well. I've left it here. So yeah, we're doing the 3rd one, twisting that away. We're going to go to the 4th section, but remember, I already had a head start, so the good thing is at least I'm going to be finishing soon. Fourth section done. I've twisted that away, so now is the 5th and 6th section. At this point, I was in such a hurry, guys. I needed to check out of this hotel and make it to the airport in time. We were cutting it close, so I started going in bigger sections so that I could at least, achieve everything quickly. So see what I'm doing. I removed the ones I had already detangled, and then I just wanted to work on the one that I hadn't ever touched. So I was going in quickly. I still went in with the comb, just like the way I showed you guys. I still went in, but I was going in with bigger sections, and her hair in this part is thicker as well. So I was able to do big sections, and there was less fluff technically and less tangles. But I carried on the same way, pushed the fluff up with a comb and then comb it out with a big comb. This way you don't break the strand. If you use that small comb and go all the way, like I said in the beginning, you are going to break the hair, and we don't want that. So I just carried on doing it. So you guys just watch what I'm doing.
Is this what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what he's going to travel with, the trouser. But he shouldn't wear that to breakfast because he will chocolate it. Unless you don't mind him traveling with it like that. Section 5 is done, and I'm going to section 6. I go back again with the mint almond oil from Mielle Organics, because this is the middle of the hair. The oil probably didn't feel like it had penetrated properly, so I go in with my fingers, and because I was in a hurry, like I had said, I started to go in with bigger sections, but still trying to achieve the same thing. But obviously when you go in with bigger sections, the tendency to break the hair is more. Can you see that I'm even going with a big comb straight away? But the tangles were not as bad as the ones behind. But you still have to be mindful. Just be mindful when you're going in with any tool, just to ensure that you're not breaking. So see what I'm doing? I'm still doing it just like that. And it's pretty much repetitive from here. So a few points or few key points I want to say is, when you're detangling your child's hair, I feel like you should always do it when you're not in a hurry, because if you're in a hurry, the tendency to break the hair is more. That's one point. And then secondly, decide if you want to use water-based product or oil. So depending on your mood, decide which product is ideal, and then also work in sections. So sections, can you see that I've done it in 6 sections, and this is her who doesn't have so much hair. So if you or your child has more hair, you want to go in with more sections. I mean, 8 to 10 sections is ideal, or 10 to 12 sections, but sections small enough for you to concentrate on the hair without causing too much damage. is the best number. So you would know the best number for you. So guys, I'm nearly finished here. So I just ensure that I comb through. You can see that it's taking me longer to comb because I've gone in a big section. So just be mindful of how you section the hair. But yeah, so after twisting the hair away, we went ahead to wash the hair and then we headed for the airport. So if you want to catch up on that video, I will link it up here. So thank you guys for watching. And this is the hair that we lost. That's all the hair we lost after detangling her hair after 6 weeks. I think it's a good amount of hair because we shed 50 to 100 strands daily.